It's time. You ready to hear the sound? We talked to Pete, of course, every Monday, and we did ask him what he thought of Geno. And specifically, I asked him, is Geno playing better than he did last year?
He was a little more consistent last year. I think we saw more consistency from game to game, but he is just as capable of playing great football. Look what he did yesterday. That was magnificent football. To finish like that, execute so well, but even more than that, you can't tell how calm he was and how poised he was in the moment. And we talked just before he went out the last time out, I said, if we go to OT, we're okay. We're going to win in overtime, if we don't win here. So, you don't need to put us in jeopardy. You're trying to win the game right now. And he looked at me clearly, said, I got it. OT would be sweet or something, whatever he said right there. And about his business he went.
What do you hear there?
The first sentence was he was more consistent than last year.
Saying he was more consistent last year.
Yes. That is true. That is 1 billion% true. Coming from Coach Carroll, I was a little surprised hearing it from Coach Carroll. He usually stays present. He usually stays in the moment. He usually you ask a question, but he usually just finds a way to stay right here and let's keep going forward. And so what I did hear there is I want to see the old Geno. I want to see a consistent Geno. I want to see no turnovers Geno. But he also really praised the way he finished the ball game. Like, it's all about finishing. He does preach that every day of the week, finish. And I know they practice 2-minute drill all the time, and so he found a way to get it done. However, from the first quarter to that third quarter, it was slow. It was really slow. And obviously the last previous games, he hasn't been the Geno we've all accustomed to seeing. And so he does want him to be more consistent. And I do believe that when he does say it, in saying that, he's talking about the turnovers in particular.
Yeah, so what does he have to do in that way, right? Not only to cut down the turnovers, which I totally agree with you. What does he have to do, KJ, from your perspective, to be just rock solid, consistent down the stretch?
He has to continue to, first of all, just believe in yourself, trust yourself. I know that there's been a lot of noise surrounding Geno. I know that this city we're 6-3, but it doesn't feel like we're 6-3. It feels like it's the opposite way. It feels like a 3-16, based off how excited and positive that everyone has been. And so just continue to trust yourself. Continue to use this play action, because he's been masterful from play action. And just don't second guess yourself. Keep maneuvering this pocket. And if the pass isn't there, don't force it. Trust your defense. Trust your special teams to punt it, and the opportunities will present themselves.
It's funny. I watched that game on Sunday, and I was excited, obviously, about how he finished it, and that to me is enormous. I forget. Are you a quarterback wins guy? Do you believe that wins are a good stat for quarterbacks?
100%.
I do too, and that has been torn apart by this group of people that don't believe that. I really do. I think what a quarterback does, especially at the ends of games, is incredibly important. And whether or not they win games is not the only thing that matters, but pretty darn close. I think it's a big deal. Anyway, I was shocked when I looked up the box score and saw that he threw for 369 yards in that game. As I was watching, it didn't feel that way to me.
Did you know this is most in his career? I said, what?
It didn't feel that way watching it, did it?
I still don't believe it. This is not a career high. Hey, I don't care what those numbers say. This is not a career high. I don't know. I don't see when he did it. Salk, I don't know. He had a 60-yarder to Kenneth Walker.
That helped.
The last two drives.
Because that was a check down. That's part of it. If that had been a 60-yard bomb, you probably, or a deep post shot or something like that, you're like, okay, that's right. It was a check down. He threw it 1 yard.
Right.
Yes.
And K9 took
60, and they had another 50 on the final drive. So that's 110 right there.
Yes. I think what also got us is all the field goals. What was it, 5 field goals in this game? Imagine 5 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, imagine really putting up those type of numbers. Maybe it would have felt like it. But I'm also looking. We threw screens to Njigba, threw little crossing routes to Tyler. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. But he did do it. And the finish is what I was really most proud of.
I'll give you one more element, and we've not talked about this much, Salk, through 9 games. We certainly did, speaking of Russell. We talked about this a lot with Russell Wilson and his ability to run and the difference that makes. And Sanchez hit on it a little bit with us on Thursday last week. He talked about it on the broadcast on Sunday. Geno, use your legs. You're athletic enough. Do you realize last year he ran 69 times for 366 yards? 366 yards rushing from Geno Smith, 24 first down worthy runs, helping turn the chains over 24 different times. This year, he's run 23 for 66 yards.
Wow.
We're past the halfway mark. He's on pace for 115 rushing yards. He ran for 366. He's only got 4 first down conversions with his legs.
Why do you think that is?
Man, you know what? I really don't want to say this, but I got to say it. I feel like quarterbacks, Brock, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like quarterbacks feel like they just want to beat you with their arm. They get the contracts. They see all these other quarterbacks putting up these numbers, throwing the ball. I just feel like they get in their own heads and feel like I got to beat you with my arm. I just think it's something that psychologically they just screw themselves mentally. I'm like, take off. Look at Lamar Jackson. Prime example. Look at Lamar Jackson. This man has more turnovers than a lot of quarterbacks in this league. And I look at him, bro, just run. You run a 4.3, take off, and you will be phenomenal.
Josh Allen's a good example as well.
Yep.
Run.
Yes.
But these guys just, for some reason, he got this new contract, Lamar Jackson, and he feels like, oh, I'm a quarterback. I gotta be a Drew Brees. No, bro, you're an athlete. And if you run, it opens up so much more for you.
Yep.
Defense is just there. All their eyes will become on you, and that's when wide receivers start to unravel. And then you throw the ball. I just think they get in their own heads.